And we are live from SwissBorg headquarters, and thank you for logging in. So what are we going to talk about today, Anthony?
Well, first of all, as usual, let's say we will talk about blockchain,
Right.
reminder of blockchain, and today I think we will talk a lot about SwissBorg, maybe much more than usually. We'll talk about the concept of SwissBorg, the platform itself, and the crowd sale, because now we are 4 days from being live of the ICO. It's been a long journey to the ICO, and we come with very good news for the community. And so
Exactly. So first thing that people want to know always about, what is blockchain? So we're going to give you a quick point of view from our side. So we always consider blockchain by 3 different criteria, right? The first one, as we look at it, is an asset class. And everyone knows that since the beginning of the year, this asset class is most probably the most exciting asset class to be. Guys that hold cryptos right now are super happy because we went from a market cap total size of crypto assets from 15 billion to actually over 300 billion. So that is quite crazy when you think about it. 15 to 300, so that means more than 20x, which is really most probably one of the best bullish run that no one has seen so far. So great for the guys who are in it. People who are not in it, the train is going, you could hear the choo-choo going, so you should definitely get into it as soon as possible. On that note, we always talk about the fact that for off-chain guys, so people that don't belong to the blockchain, and for more institutional investors, what we often say is that if you had a regular portfolio for the last 4 years, which was 50% bonds, 50% stocks, you would only have made 5% return on an average year. If you added 2% of Bitcoin, you'd have more than doubled that. So even if you don't believe in that much mid cryptos, which is a really wrong idea, we always tell you to put, from 2 to at least 10% of your portfolio within that. That will be for us the best advice for people to do so. What's the second thing about blockchain? We always talk about the technology. I think so now everyone is getting it. The fact that you're able to do peer-to-peer transactions that's on an immutable ledger, that everything is printed on it, and that immutable ledger is decentralized. So it's just an easy way to do peer-to-peer transactions. If you want to understand the rest of it, it doesn't really matter. Just think about it every day. Do you understand the SMT protocol? Maybe not, but you're still receiving emails, you're still sending emails, and it works very well. So whatever internet has brought to communication, blockchain will bring to business. The third thing that no one talks about. What is it?
well, so as you say, first of all, I think today we can say it's asset classes. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but the CME officially is launching a feature on the Bitcoin, and the thing is, the US regulator has officially state that it's legal to have a future on Bitcoin. So really, if 6 months ago or even a few months ago it was not really clear if cryptocurrency could be an asset classes, today it's official. Even the regulator itself say that's an asset classes because you can trade Bitcoin on future, which is obviously the most liquid and the most used financial instrument in the world. So that's for the asset classes. Now, when we come back to the intrinsic value of the blockchain technology, what it changed from a technological point of view, well, what we see right now is it could really disrupt the way business is usually done. What we have seen on the 19th and the early year of 2000 is what we call the cooperative model, very standard corporate model where everyone is going to the building, and the goal is to climb from the first stair to the last stair of the building. So you have this hierarchy, this pyramidal hierarchy, where your goal is to climb from the ground until the top of the hierarchy. And then this corporate business have been literally disrupted by the platform model. Platform model are Airbnb, Uber, Facebook, every platform that reinvent the way people interact with each other and even collaborate and work with an environment. So this is the transition that we call from corporation to platformization in a way. The only thing is, when you look at, let's say, the added value of the platforms, they only exist because of their user, but still the people that have or extract the value, the money, the real value of the platform is only few people. The people that have created this platform, Mark Zuckerberg, for example, for Facebook. What we see right now is, and this is why blockchain could entirely disrupt the way we do business today, is we will, in our view, we will transact from this platformization model to tokenization or even a DAOization model, where not only you will have a decentralized way of doing business with different workers, but also the way the intelligence and the governance of the platform will be done. Because this new DAO or DAOization will use the power of the blockchain and the tokenization to give decentralized governance right to their user, and this way not only you will be able to work and to interact with the platform, but you will be able to beneficiate from the value creation of the platform, because not only will you be an actor of the platform, but you will become a partner as well, because you will hold tokens. And
yeah, I think so. That's a great point that Anthony brought up. Of that, we went from this capitalization world, then to move to the platformization world, and now we're going to the DAOization world, where everyone is empowered. That everyone that's part of the community could make a difference. Make a difference within the community, and therefore make a difference within the industry, and therefore make a difference within his own world. What we're doing right now, and we're trying to disrupt and make the alignments between financiers and as well investors, is to make sure that everyone is heard. That if you are a small investor, if you're a big investor, whatsoever, you're part of the community, and therefore you have your word, and that word counts. And this is something that is very important. The fact that we're not looking towards founding these new kingdoms with one king and only slaves. What we're really looking at blockchain is to empower everyone, that master-slave relationship does not exist anymore, that everyone could get empowered by blockchain's philosophy. And this is a huge paradigm that we always entice a lot on it, because it's something that is transformatively different. The fact that everyone is allowed to take decision making, and therefore it changed a lot. On that talk, what we think about, what is the definition of a DAO? For you, Anthony, what would you say? What's a DAO?
So once again, the difference, when you think about it, is it's still a platform, as we see right now. So you come from this building model where everyone is going to the same place, to everyone is going to the same platform from different part of the world. We still have this idea with the DAO. You came from anywhere in the world. The only difference is not only you are an actor of the platform, but you are a partner as well. So a DAO is something that it's come from the swarm intelligence of the world user. It's not something where the rules are dictated or decided by only one or few people. It's only something that grows organically, and that truly believe in the self-regulation. Because of course a group of persons could take bad decision, but with time you should have good decision, bad decision, and because you believe in self-regulation, you will end up with a truly aligned, 100% aligned with this community platform, which is today it's not really happening.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people have been wondering, what we guys do at SwissBorg. Some people know quite well what we're doing. Essentially, SwissBorg, in a nutshell, what it is, it's creating a wealth management platform accessible to everyone, and powered by blockchain's technology, of course, through smart contracts, but as well as philosophy through a meritocratic system. Anthony, what do you think is a meritocratic system?
Well, a meritocratic system is, I would say, is very close to what you see at any other platform, where the people are free to contribute as much as they want. If for some reason you want to contribute a lot during a certain pattern of time, you should be given more reward than someone that will contribute from either a short period of time or with less effort. The only thing is, what we see usually with traditional investment platform is you are slightly rewarded only from what you bring at T1. So at the time you bring something, you get rewarded, but you don't get the long-term effect of what you bring. What we see with meritocracy is not only you be rewarded with what you get right now, but because you will be rewarding in token, you will beneficiate from the long-term effect of getting rewarded, which is usually not happening with any other company or any other model, because you only get a payment that doesn't appreciate in value with time.
Exactly. So, I mean, right now at SwissBorg, what we're doing is, we're creating a decentralized autonomous organization and specializing in wealth management, investment managing. And the best way how we could combine both of those words is doing it through a meritocratic system. And for that, we came up with a proof of meritocracy. And what is that? The proof of meritocracy enables us to utilize swarm intelligence. And swarm intelligence, what it is how you, all people within the community, how we could question you and look at your answer and then leverage that answer to make the right decision. And that's what the decentralized autonomous organization is about. It's not about Anthony, myself making the right decisions for you. It's no, we together, we build a community. On that community, we leverage everyone's best thoughts to make sure we're doing the right governance of our company. And that's something that's, again, a fundamental paradigm. It's not, we're not only rewarding you the fact because you're everything being accessible. That's something great. But Facebook, everything is accessible, right? Uber, everything is accessible. Is it through a meritocratic system? No, it's not. Is it through a centralized platform? Here is very different. What we want to do and what we're going to do is that we're going to utilize everyone's capacity to anticipate the future. And that altogether, we'll be building different referendums where everyone will have his voice and will take action. Meaning that whenever we'll have different projects that wants to be led within the SwissBorg community, we will ask you first, say, is that project worth it? Yes or no? Within that project, who should take the responsibility of going through this channel, this channel, this channel, A, B, C, D channel? You will take that answer. And based on the assumption of that answer that you will take, we will then decide all together to unite and go for that project. And that is the very best way that we could all empower people. So in a nutshell, what is the CHSB giving? Is giving you the right to be a member within SwissBorg community. That's number one. Number two, what we do through the proof of meritocracy, they'll have different referendums. Referendums is what we have been inspired by the Swiss government, which is on a monthly basis doing different referendums for different votes and laws that they want to take. And based on that assumption, you will then take part of the referendum and be rewarded basically on that referendum. So you're a member of the community. Number two, you take part in referendums. Number three, we reward you in tokens. Number four, we don't stop there. Every product, service that will be launched through SwissBorg, we will give you obviously the chance of take part of it prior to anyone else. So you, as you being part of this community, we will definitely reward you on that basis. And on the meantime, we'll be giving you free research, financial research. We'll be showing our live returns on a daily basis, and we'll be offering more and more different services regarding wealth management services and solutions. And there's a lot of things happening. We don't want to spoil it right now, because whatever we want to deliver and we expect to deliver, we want to make sure that it goes through before just saying like we'll promise this and that.
Yeah. Coming back maybe to the ICO right now.
Yep.
So what we have decided a few weeks ago is to develop our own dashboard that you guys could contribute into the CHSB ICO with the better investment experience. Where we are right now. So the platform will be ready for the day of the ICO, which is the 7th of December. We have been spending many time designing the most friendly user experience you can find. You will be able to not only to make a subscription through traditional cryptocurrency, namely BCH, BTC, Ether, Litecoin, and Ripple, but also from fiat currencies. We have been extensively working for offering you guys wire transfer, most obviously because it involves much more manual, let's say, manipulation. Wire transfer will be only accessible from 5K USD, roughly, is depending. We will offer Euro, CHF, Yen, and USD, and the equivalent of 5,000 USD in each currency will be available. We will offer the ability to use wire transfer to subscribe to the CHSB token. The platform is going to be, the tutorial of the platform should be released at the end of this day or even early tomorrow. We are finalizing the final touch of the platform. We are performing the last test, and everything will be set fully secure for the day of the ICO.
Yeah, I think so. That was something very important for us as well, is that, you know, we always want to make sure that whatever we're delivering is really the best. We've been working on this ICO since, you know, late February, and we could have done, you know, an ICO and promised you the moon on March or let's say May, but we didn't do that. We really wanted to make sure that we understood everything that is technically, financially, building a community, making sure we have the right legal approval, and making sure that, you know, whatever we are promising, we will deliver it, and on the most secured way. And we're very happy and proud the fact that today, you know, we'll have our own internal platform. It'll be highly secured, and we'll make sure that everyone could be get exposed to the CHSB. And what would be the steps, Anthony?
Well, first steps is sign in. So you will have to give your full name and your email address, confirm that you're not from US or from a country with US embargo, because obviously, as you all probably know, it's very difficult to onboard US client, unfortunately, for the time being. We'll see how this thing evolves with time, but sorry guys, if you're from the US, we cannot accept you. Once you create your account, you will receive a confirmation email, which is a very standard procedure. From this email, you will get your account validated. You will have the dashboard, the landing page of the dashboard. From there, you will just have to make the right subscription. So we will give you an address where you have to send your money. And when we will receive your subscription, either in BTC, Litecoin, Ether, or any other option that we will offer for the CHSB subscription, the last step to do is to validate your KYC AML and to give an Ethereum native address that we can deliver, that you can receive your CHSB token. At the end of the ICO, the end of the ICO is the 24th of December, just before Christmas Day.
Yep, so everyone could go ho ho ho, here's the CHSB token.
And we will deliver the token just after you complete your KYC AML and you give your Ethereum native address for receiving your CHSB token. And when every token will be distributed, which might happen before the end of January, then the token will be get listed.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a mutual utility token, it's much easier to get listed. So we're already talking about a lot of different exchange partners that are very interested in listing our token. And this is, with that, we're very happy about that. So we're not going to be, listing our tokens, 8 months, 9 months from there. The token is pretty much ready. You could check out the GitHub. We have some information on that. And we're pretty ready to hit the moon very soon. So guys, this is time as well to interact. The fact that we're doing a live is not because we don't want to be alone. So I know that Maximiliano, you want to know about the Kryptonian, what will be the revenue distribution period. So that'll be on a quarterly basis, but that's not happening right now. Right now we're going for the CHSB token. The Kryptonian will be going forward. We'll be doing that most probably in the first semester of 2018, and it will be a quarterly distribution essentially. I think so you have all the information on the internet sites, but roughly 50% is we give back to investors, and then there's 40% that goes to 40% that's reinvested, and 10% goes to CHSB holders. And this is something that's very important. I know that everyone wants to get into this multi-strategy token, but right now what you have the opportunity is to get into the member. And when you're a member and you're part of the community, you'll get always rewarded. So any product launch, any service that you will have through SwissBorg, it will always go reward. All the CHSB holders will get rewarded, and we'll as well have a lot of exclusive launch of products and services that will only go to the CHSB holders as well, because we already have done obviously KYC, and they'll be part of the community since the beginning. So we always looking forward to the the first comers, the first seeders that believe in the community, and we want to reward them based on that.
So I can see a lot of questions on the Kryptonian. The thing is, once again, we have decided to delay the issuance of the Kryptonian token. It doesn't mean that we'll not communicate. We have planned to, from 1st of January, to communicate on the investment that we do with Kryptonian, because as you know, we manage money internally, our own money, and we have decided to disclose, to offer full transparency on the investment process. We have decided to disclose through the dashboard the performance of the Kryptonian from the 1st of January. So you guys, you will be able to follow our own performances, which is good. And when we will be ready, most obviously at the beginning of 2018, we will issue the Kryptonian tokens. But for the time being, we are only focusing on the CHSB token.
Yeah, one thing at a time. We really want to do both of it, because we've been trading for forever pretty much. This has been our bread and butter. So we wanted to give you the exposure to both tokens, but then we realized that it was quite confusion for our community, and as well we wanted to make sure that legally everything was on par and that every market authority would be approving it. And that's the reason why we have delayed a bit. And it's always better. Let's say in Italian, chi va piano va sano, va lontano. So Elias, Rabia, I'm very happy that we'll be rich lonely. That is a great thing. I'm sure that alone it's better than being within a community and people that could actually swarm in different intelligence. But if that's your happiness, good luck on that, dude. Voldemort, what's the IRR on investing in Kryptonian? So the Kryptonian token hedge strategy is a very interesting one, because in our investment team, which is based here in Switzerland, but as well in Tokyo and as well in Toronto, Canada. That, by the way, we're hiring people in Canada, so any people within Toronto that have a great track in AI or as well blockchain, please contact Marco, the CRO of SwissBorg, the Chief Research Officer. We're looking forward to hire at least 2 to 3 people. So if you're very good in Python, if you're good in MATLAB and other software development, and you're good in AI, machine learning, please contact him. We'll be hiring as of January 1st. So essentially on the Kryptonian, as we look at the markets, it's a little bit different from most other people. So 50% of the strategy is more on long only. So we buy cheap and then we're gonna sell expensive. That's pretty much it. So buy low, sell high. Then we go tactical within that, where we could shuffle our positions. How do we buy different cryptos is based on a ranking system that we look fundamentally, so qualitatively, but as well quantitatively. And then 50 other percent is more looking at market inefficiencies. That's very important for us. So we do a lot of arbitrage. We do as well credit strategies. We do as well quantitative systematic strategies, that is purely trend following and mean reversion. We do as well, we invest in ICOs. If there's any DAOs that wants to get funding and we're very interested, please contact us. That is Jeremy that's looking at that, and as well Kuni, based in Japan. And then that's pretty much, yeah, those are pretty much the strategy that we're looking at.
Okay, Maurice. Hi, Maurice. You were asking if people that invest the first day of the ICO will receive 10% bonus. That's correct.
That's correct. We haven't give huge discounts, bonuses, and this and that. You know, a lot of people are asking on a daily basis. Yeah, I represent, you know, $5 million of blah blah blah, whatever. We don't give big discounts. We don't think so as something that helps the community. It helps for pump and dump scenarios, and we're not happy with that, and we're not going to go through that. So yeah, we're not giving massive discounts, but it doesn't really matter, because if you're giving a discount, you know, 50% discount of a token that will not appreciate it, I mean, you know, how many ICOs went like this? You know, there's no point of giving the big discounts. So everyone thinks that giving a discount is good. It's not. If you're giving a big bonus, a big discount, you're gonna pay for it just after, and maybe you'll be able to execute some of your positions earlier, but that's not the concept. Again, we're creating a decentralized autonomous organization that's focusing on wealth management. We really want to make sure that by joining our community, we're going to reshape the financial era together. And it's not about just one trade. If you look at an ICO as one trade, to be honest, don't come to us. It's not worth it. We really want to make sure we're building something sustainable, and that's the reason why we're not offering massive discounts to the big whales that could go in and out within a few fraction of seconds when you're listed.
Okay, the last question is, are we going to be a bank? I think regulation is something that is coming. We all know that is a big topic at the moment, and we really believe that, and this is why we want to be decentralized as well, because we want to take regulation in each country, each continent, to have a fully scope of what is possible to do or not possible to do. Because once again, SwissBorg, you have to see SwissBorg as an investment platform of the future, a decentralized investment platform. But being decentralized doesn't mean that you have to be, you don't have to act local. That's the opposite, actually. You have to act local and understand the local problematic of each country or each community, important community of the world. And then you can build the perfect investment platform, because you are able to address each problematic on a much more general scope. And this is exactly what we intend to do with SwissBorg. Just after the ICO, we have one team in Japan that is currently working on getting the advice from different lawyers to launch after the ICO the regulatory step to be fully licensed in Japan. Here in Switzerland, we are in the process of getting the license of a financial advisor going forward. As we state from the very beginning, our goal is to become a regulated bank in Switzerland. We have one team actually in France that is answering the few weeks ago or a few months ago, the AMF, which is the French regulator, opened a letter and to say, okay, we want to regulate the ICO, but we don't really know how to do that. So we call the different actors, main actors of the industry, and we encourage them to answer to a full list of questions, 18 pages of questions. And actually we're working on an answer to have a team ready to operate in France, getting the right license. So really we are building this platform that it will be regulated in each country that matters.
Yeah, that's really important. I mean, we definitely believe in self-regulation, but on the same side, you can't be too wild and too crazy, right? So you have to make sure that you're not waiting for regulation, but actually you're taking action that could potentially talk to the regulators and realize that, oh, these guys are taking the right steps. We should probably do that. And you know, a lot of market authorities right now, they're looking at blockchain as a great adventure and a very dangerous one too. And that's why we're taking, you know, all the right initiatives to not going too crazy, not doing things too wild, but doing the things step by step and making sure that we're aligned with our community, which is very important, and as well with market authorities. And that two together is the only pacific way that things should be led, and make sure that we are on par on every subject. Maybe, you know, a last one which is very important is, what is the referendum and what type of subjects you'll be voting? You know, this is very important. Again, why we're doing that? Because a DAO should be doing that. A DAO is not about getting dividends and passively. This is not it. That's a stock. That is a pure stock. And if you want to do that, well, there's a lot of dividend stocks that do that. Obviously, the return's not going to be comparable to what you see in the blockchain, but you could do that. This is the opposite. Here we're in a world at blockchain where we want to know what is important to you. That's why we're doing these lives. This is why you should be asking a lot of different questions. So each referendum will have questions regarding the strategy of our company and saying what type of service you're looking for. Would you want to go for A, B, C, D? What type of products would you be like to be invested in or the next product launch? Would you be more interested by the Kryptonian? Would you be more interested by a credit strategy, arbitrage strategy on going forward? What, let's say another case scenario, what type of new office should we open? Should we open one in Moscow? Should we open one in, let's say, I don't know, Asia somewhere in South America? You'll be answering this. What is the best new project that we should seed as different ICO and pre-seed? Do you think that this is the best? See, the one is looking on VR, the second one is doing a new protocol blockchain, the number 3 is about investment management, the number 4 is about that, number 5, choose your own. So this is what we're going. And going forward, these questions even could happen from the community itself. If the community are starting to gather a big think tank and realize that we're not asking the right questions, maybe the community itself could start asking the questions, and we could do referendums basically on that. And that's what Switzerland has been doing for already a century, meaning that it's not the president, it's not the prime minister, it's not the chamber of commerce whatsoever, it is actually the population that's driving the questions and actually polling for those questions and then getting the results. Then what is our job? Our job is to make sure that your vote counts, that make sure that this project that has been elected will make sure to make it happen, and then, you know, people will get rewarded. And that's, for me, the best way how we all together align, not only through transparency and through rewardship, but as well through referendums. And that's what the proof of meritocracy is.
Exactly. And once again, because we're not a traditional platform, like you see with Uber, Facebook, or any other platform, things will evolve as the community will evolve because of the proof of meritocracy. So we really take the best idea of open protocol, which are usually exclusively reserved to developers because you can only contribute with codes. And we take this idea where we believe that open protocol could bring a lot of value to any platform. But we know that not everybody is a tech or is a developer. So we take the biggest, let's say, everyone have an opinion, but it doesn't mean that you know how to implement it. So we take the more, I would say, usual way to the expression from an open protocol, and that's a poll. And we will give, each time we will issue a poll, we will give the full information that everyone could take a responsible opinion on the subject. But once again, because of this open protocol philosophy, we have invented this proof of meritocracy to allow the vast majority to contribute in the enhancement of the network.
Right. So regarding more, regarding really what's happening on the investment management side, so there's 8 professionals. All of us have track record within the hedge fund or working for best banks as portfolio managers or traders. We're in the 3 different countries we mentioned earlier, and the investment committee happens twice. Maxime Gillot is our CIO. That has been managing a lot of money through stocks, options, futures, commodities, and obviously crypto assets. And what's the risk policy is that already everyone has a separate portfolio and respects his own different strategy within it. And then obviously there's a consensus happening during all these different investment committees that happens. And there's all different risks. So market risk, first thing which is good is that we do exploit a lot of market inefficiencies. So even if the market does correct like 2 days ago, a lot of our strategies do perform, and actually even better. Because whenever there's big events, that happens when there's irrational trading happening, and a lot of emotions go through that, and therefore you have massive spreads. And these massive spreads could be looked at great opportunities to do arbitrage, to do as well different mean reversion strategies as well. So, and you could do as well some credit during those different crazy events. So for market risk, that's how we do. We obviously use USD Tether. That's something that we're still questioning about. I mean, we like it, but we'll have to look more and more if the liquidity is really there. We go back to fiat whenever something is really not uncomfortable, and then whatever is counterparty risk. So when we're doing lending or arbitrage or whatsoever, we have a due diligence on every different exchange and counterparty, and we make sure that we do really a strict due diligence and making sure that everything's viable, and that's the way how we assess risk. Can you bring something else to the table as well on the risk?
No, that's a pretty comprehensive picture. We know that it's a world where there is a huge premium, and a huge premium could not exist if there is no risk. And obviously, you should not invest in crypto if you're not willing to take risk. On the other hand, how we balance that risk is by using different strategies that could really diversify your portfolio. Because if you use traditional allocation methodology to crypto, the thing is they are so correlated that when the market is going down, pretty much everything is going down. So you can still find good way of diversification by using different strategies, and this is why our investment team is composed of so many professionals, because you cannot manage one pocket and another without having the right person to manage this pocket. And when you look at SwissBorg, we pretty much, I would say 60 or even 70% of the team come from this investment management world, because this is our idea, and that's pretty much it. This is how we manage volatility, even in the environment which is pretty volatile, obviously.
Regarding Maurice's question, thank you. So what we're doing is that when you're participating to these referendums, we're then rewarding you. So we'll have referendums roughly from 6 to 12 times per year.
It really depends on the growth of the network.
Exactly.
The more the network grow, the more project we have to launch, and the more we need you, or we need us as a community to decide in which direction we should take together.
And more and more as the community will mature and learn more about wealth management, blockchain, and really understand SwissBorg, then we obviously will be doing referendums more and more, because there's an education process that has to be. We have to all be aligned, making sure we all understand where we're going, and then we'll have more and more referendums, and based each time that you'll be voting. So the number of votes will be based on how much CHSB token you're holding, and then we will reward you based on that. So it's not passive dividends. We're not doing that. We don't believe in that model anymore. It doesn't make that much sense for the company. Maybe going forward for different token funds, that makes a lot of sense. But for being part of the community, we don't want money. We have money. We have early stage investors. We could just launch SwissBorg like that. This ICO is for you and us, making sure that us is bigger, and it's not about bringing in big whales and getting out and just doing the magic returns. It's about building together something that's durable and is sustainable in the long run and changing this new financial era. So that's a real paradigm that people have to understand. Short-term gainers, you're going to make it, but we don't believe in that. We believe in a long run, because on a short time you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money on the long run as well if you're looking at only short-term trades. Really, because the tactical play is something that does make sense, but the strategical investments. That's something that works on the long run. And look at Warren Buffett. Look at best investors of all time. It's always on the strategy that works. The tactical guys that promise you 50%, you know, on 2 days, always go belly flop. And this is not me talking. This is every king of investor would always say the exactly same thing. Tactical could work out in some cases, and we do tactical, but strategy is what remains the big holder and will remain the big gainer on the long run. And that's it. And that's how you do the compounding effect as well. So you have to take in consideration that, you know, what we need today is you guys to be part of the community. Like that, we leverage your thoughts and your decisions through our PUM, Proof of Meritocracy.
Exactly, and when you look at blockchain or any blockchain initiative, like even if we take Bitcoin, everything is based on proof of something. So when you launch a blockchain initiative, you have to find a way to beneficiate from this network effect, where you encourage your community to prove something, to be utilized for the network. And this is exactly how we have shaped the SwissBorg model, to have a proof of something to get the network even further. And this is why we come with this proof of meritocracy, because we strongly believe this is how the investment platform of tomorrow should be built, with this network.
On that note, guys, I think so. We went through a 40-minute a live stream. We always love doing that. We love people talking about sharing content. This is really good. We're 4 days away from the ICO that we've been waiting for 9 months. So get tuned in. Most probably tomorrow you'll have access to the platform, and exactly every step will be given to you. If you're not part of the investment letter, subscribe to the newsletter. Please subscribe to the newsletter. This is very important. Join our Telegram as well. Tomorrow I will be at TechCrunch Berlin. Then I'll be going to FinTech Connect Live in London. We'll be back for the ICO here, obviously, doing some live stream, a bit more on Thursday. And then going to Brazil, Sao Paulo, Rio, and Brasilia to meet the Latin American community over there. So yeah, guys, we always love doing this. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. Please post comments, share this video, and rock on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Ciao.